stressed or anxious.
When we are stressed or anxious,
We ask our family, friends, doctors, and even Google.
we ask our family, friends, doctors, and even Google.
Friends, doctors, and even Google what to do to relieve
What to do to relieve stress?
stress. Many popular suggestions are watch a movie,
Many popular suggestions are watch a movie,
go shopping, exercise, drink, or change
go shopping, exercise, drink, or change jobs.
jobs. But let's think about these suggestions.
But let's think about these suggestions.
In Korea, there is a saying
In Korea, there is a saying
that one
is or consumes minds.
eats or consumes minds. What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Let's take a look at
Let's take a look at Jane.
Jane. When she's born into the world,
When she's born into the world,
she's like this empty jar.
she's like this empty jar.
One day, Jane scribbles all over the wall with her crowns.
One day, rain scribbled all over the wall with her crayons.
All over the wall with her crowns, and her mom yells at her.
And her mom yells at her.
Jane consumes a mind
Jane consumes a mind of anger.
of anger. Then she is playing outside when a huge pit bull.
Then she is playing outside when a huge pit bull.
Then she is playing outside when a huge pit bull suddenly runs
into her and bites her.
her and bites her. She swallows a mind of fear.
She swallows a mind of fear.
At school, her math teacher calls on her.
At school, her math teacher calls on her.
At school, her math teacher calls on her, but she can't answer the question.
But she can't answer the question.
Her classmates snicker, and Jane swallows.
Classmates snicker and Jane swallows.
Insecurity
And humiliation.
As she goes about her life for every situation.
As she goes about the life for every situation.
She consumes different minds.
She consumes different minds.
As each day passes, ball after ball of varying color.
As each day passes, ball after ball, of varying colors
and sizes fills the jar.
and sizes fills the jar.
After time, it is harder to contain these balls.
After time, it is harder to contain these balls.
Let's take a look at how these minds affect Jane.
Let's take a look at how these minds affect Jane.
Jane begins working with a condescending coworker.
Jane begins working with the condescending coworker.
At first, his behavior doesn't bother her too much.
At first, his behavior doesn't bother her too much
Because it's one red ball.
because it's one red ball.
But after the 100th time of rude treatment,
But after the 100th time of rude treatment,
she explodes.
she explodes.
Why?
Why?
When you look at the isolated event,
When you look at the isolated event,
the first time he yells versus the 100th time,
the first time he yells versus the 100th time
is actually the same.
is actually the same.
But why is the 100th time so much harder for Jane?
But why is the 100th time so much harder for Jane? But why is 100th time so much harder for Jane?
The 100th time not only
The 100th time not only is
Jane swallowing
Jane swallowing another red ball,
another red ball, but his yelling is simultaneously shaking the jar.
but his yellings is simultaneously shaking the jar.
Yelling is simultaneously shaking the jar and provoking those past
past 99 balls to surface.
99 balls to surface. When her mind is filled with
When her mind is filled with too many negative thoughts and emotions,
too many negative thoughts and emotions, she finds it difficult to control that overflow.
she finds it difficult to control that overflow.
Jane tries to find peace by simply going.
Jane tries to find peace by simply going for a walk
Or grabbing drinks with
or grabbing drinks with friends.
friends. Or she even tries to
switch to a different team
switch to a different team
to avoid this coworker.
avoid this coworker. When she changes her
When she changes her external situation,